So now we're official and we're live, and welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm here to officially let you know that this is going to be the next installment of this new series, Shop Talk with Tim, for March of 2021. And the Tim in that equation is me. So my name is Tim Huckabee. I'm the president of Floral Strategies. And I know after looking through the registration forms that everybody has filled out that there's probably a good half of you Flower Shop Network members who don't know who I am, aren't familiar with me. So just humor me while I take a quick moment to tell you a little bit about me. So I've been in the flower industry for nearly 30 years. I worked at a very, very busy high-end flower shop in New York City. And I left there in 1997 with the owner's blessing and started my company, Floral Strategies. It's unique, it's independent, it's the only kind of its business in the entire world whose sole function, our sole purpose, is to teach best practices, both on business, management, customer service, sales, and even design to flower shops. And I've been blessed. I'm one of the few Americans who has been to all 50 states. I have visited over 7,000 different flower shops around the world, across Canada, as far away as Australia, England, Ireland, Scotland. And if you saw the page that was up before we started, I'm just as likely in any given week to work with a flower shop in a town of 700 that maybe has a staff of 1 or 1.5 people, as I am to work with a flower shop that does millions of dollars a year and it has multiple locations. But I'm really happy to be able to partner with Flower Shop Network to reach more of you with our message as kind of an introduction, if you will, to what we do. So for clarity, my company, Floral Strategies, is unique, standalone. We're not a part of Flower Shop Network. We are an independent company, but we're partnering with them to bring our message to you and help you to get more value, more benefit out of your Flower Shop Network membership. So today, I'm really excited about our topic because we're talking about how to literally get more value from your Flower Shop Network membership by sending more orders out of town. And I've always looked at it literally as printing money, and that kind of what it can be if you do it correctly. I know, unfortunately, that many flower shops have been burnt and they feel like, oh, it's just not worth it. If a customer wants to send flowers out of town, we either tell them that we don't do it, or we'll just Google the flower shop name for them and give it to them. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that a customer is coming to you for services that only you can provide. And if you're going to Google a name for them, number one, you don't know about what kind of flower shop that is. It's not a vetted member of Flower Shop Network. And also, if that order goes south, that's going to come back and kind of haunt you. But then, unfortunately, you're literally teaching a customer to bypass you in the future. So let's make sure that we're offering this service and then you're making money from it. So I look at it this way. There are 3 opportunities to make more money from sending flowers out of town. One is promoting this service by telephone. Another is promoting it in email. And maybe you don't do any email marketing yet, but if ever there was a time to start doing it, it's now. And finally, you should be promoting it on the floor, meaning in the store, visual cues for customers that they know about the service and they know how easy it is to do and that you can help them to do that. So let's start with talking about promoting by telephone. And what it comes down to is helping customers to understand that your delivery area isn't limited to your physical location. It's not just the zip code you're in or the county or the town, that you can deliver everywhere. And you've got to do that as a kind of grassroots approach. And although I began this workshop by telling you all the training that my company does, I also regularly am inside flower shops helping out at a busy holiday. So I'm on the phone and I'm practicing what I preach. And I just did this at Valentine's Day, and I'm going to be getting ready to do it again at Mother's Day. And essentially, here is what I do. When I'm taking an order from a customer who is either calling from out of state or local, it doesn't matter because it applies to both. As long as it's what I call a happy order, meaning it's not a funeral order, somebody isn't in distress. But if it's a happy order, what I will tell them at the end of the call, unless they sound incredibly rushed, is in essence, oh, and by the way, if you enjoy the service that we gave you today, we can help you with getting flowers delivered anywhere in the world. So if I'm maybe at a shop in Texas and the customer is calling from Ohio, I can say we can be your florist here in Texas, but I can also help you with orders in Ohio or anywhere in the world. And time again, customers are floored. They're absolutely flabbergasted. You can do that? That really happens? Absolutely. And I'm sure many of you listening to this and watching this today do have a customer who was maybe local to you. They moved to another part of the country, but they still call you to have flowers delivered, not just locally, but to their cousin or sister-in-law or brother who lives 5 states away. And why is that? Because they like the convenience and they want to give their order to a trusted florist. Now, to do this, what you want is to use the proper language and reach out to me, email me an email, and just on the, like it says on the subject line, just put scripting, and I'll send you the exact verbiage that I use. And you can print it, share it with your team, start doing this, and you will gradually start to see an increase in your outgoing business. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, it's like printing money. It's a real simple way to please customers and to make some more money. You also should be promoting your ability to send orders out of town by email. Really, some of you maybe didn't grow up in the era of computers and you don't know the first thing about email. That's not an excuse not to do it. Reach out and either get one of your younger staff members who's a little bit more savvy, whoever you have your website through, be it Flower Shop Network or somebody else, talk to them about these campaigns and how to do this. And when you're taking orders now, you should be capturing email addresses, building that database. If you have a pre-formatted email that goes out to customers as a confirmation of their order, or delivery confirmation, find out if you can edit that. And what I mean is simply to include a line or two about your ability to send flowers for them outside the local area. It might seem overly simplistic, but that message is important. When customers read it, they'll have that aha moment in their head and they'll reach out to you. They'll call you, they'll email you, they'll come in and they'll be astonished to learn that you can provide this service, and they'll happily pay you for it. And we'll talk at the end about making sure that you're charging enough for this valuable service. Don't give it away. Don't do it for free. Make sure that you're charging. So some of the messages that I see successful flower shops communicate to customers through email is reminding that through your connection, your membership in Flower Shop Network, you can help them to send flowers anywhere, literally to the farthest corners of Russia or 2 counties away in your state. And reinforce the idea that you can be their source. You're their one contact for sending flowers, whether it's local or it's going somewhere else, regardless of distance. Ideally, we want one-stop shopping. Customers like the convenience, and then it helps you to increase your revenue base. The final component of this is that you want to promote it on the floor in your store. So this is a picture of a flower shop who has this great chalkboard, and the message is fun. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Okay, I get that, and I don't want to be a spoil sport, but maybe mix it up in between messages like this. Have something a little bit more practical and a little bit more to the point of the fact that you can help them to send flowers out of town. I'll give you a couple to consider. And if you don't have a blackboard like this, come on, do it. It's inexpensive. You can go on Amazon. You can get this in your store in a couple of days. I'm sure anybody can find a little bit of wall space that they can free up. So let me give you some examples. You can say to a customer or pose this question on that bulletin board. Do you have friends and family out of state? We can send flowers anywhere. Just ask us. Start that dialogue. It never ceases to amaze me how this far into the 21st century, when I tell a customer, oh, absolutely, I can help you to get flowers delivered in this state or that state, customers look at me like I'm some kind of wizard. And I say, yeah, we've got great connections and we can do that for you. In an even more timely fashion, we've got Mother's Day on the horizon. This is a perfect opportunity to help your customers to send flowers out of town and remind them, hey, no matter where your mom lives, we can help you. We've got connections. What's important is that you're charging for that service, that you're not afraid to charge customers. And that really kind of opens up a whole new chapter about training and some of the things that we do at Floral Strategies. But understand that customers are willing to pay for service. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to give them the price. Don't be afraid to sell the service. So let's take a moment, because this is the 15-minute workshop, and see if anybody has any questions or comments. I've got Rebecca with me from my office, and she's there to field any questions that you have. Next to your name, there's a little icon. It looks like a hand. If you click on that, we can unmute you. And as long as you are on a laptop or you're on a store computer with a microphone, you can talk to us, or you can type in a question. There's a chat box. Type in a question, and Rebecca will pose those to me. It looks like somebody's already typed one in. So Rebecca, what do we have?
So Holly asked, generally speaking, what do people charge for that service?
Okay, so that is a wonderful question, and it's all over the map, literally. I see it go from people charging nothing to people charging quite a bit. I'm going to give you a number, okay? A good, healthy number is somewhere in the $10 to $12 range. Think about it. What you're doing when you sell that to a customer is, in essence, you're giving them like a little tiny insurance policy. What you're saying to them is, this fee enables me to work with a trusted, vetted brick and mortar flower shop who is a member of Flower Shop Network. It's not just some random Joe Schmo flower shop somewhere. Don't be afraid to charge $10. And if you're afraid of that, here's my homework for anybody listening to this workshop. Act like a consumer and go on to one of the wire service websites. It will curl your toes what they charge. And they call it a service fee. They at least aren't calling it a delivery fee. They call it a service fee, and it's going to be $15, $18, $19, $20 or more. And every order that is placed with those order gatherers, customers are paying that happily. So I don't want you sitting there biting your nails, fidgeting about like, oh my gosh, can I charge customers $10? Heck yeah, you can. People pay for service. So if you're not charging anything now, use that as a guideline. And if a customer says, oh my gosh, $10 just to send it out of town, you respond by educating them. Absolutely, because that's going to be sent through our trusted network of professional florists. What else, Rebecca?
It doesn't look like I have anything. No hands raised, no questions.
My gosh.
Well, a quiet group today.
Either that or I did my job well, or maybe it's a little bit of shock and awe. And I hope maybe that's the case. Maybe you haven't thought about this as a real revenue stream, but it is. It absolutely is a way for you to make more money. So to that point, before we wrap it up, let me tell you a couple things that we're going to do, and then we're going to have Jackie from Flower Shop Network just jump in and share a point or two on this topic. We just announced today our Mother's Day boot camp, and actually we've changed the date. It's going to be on Wednesday, Wednesday, March 31st instead. We didn't want it to be too close to Easter weekend, so we will send information on that to you. It's going to be a 60-minute workshop filled with ideas, design demonstrations, business practices, role playing. If you like what you've heard today, you like our style and our message, this is a definite must see. We'll be back next month, Wednesday, April 7th. And our next topic in Shop Talk with Tim is, are you charging enough across the board? We're going to look at all of the things that you are charging customers for and making sure that they're up to standards, national averages, 21st century prices. We will send you a link. We have a YouTube channel where you can learn more about what we do, sample some of our workshops. And as always, if you've got a question about FSN, your membership, you want to upgrade, you want to explore some of the other services that they offer, maybe it's time for you to finally pull your website into the FSN sphere, give them a call, reach out to them. And let's go directly to the source, live from Paragould, Arkansas. Jackie Branch, talk to us.
Hi, Tim. It's good to be here with our florist friends and talk about the service with Flower Shop Network, where they can send orders to the town next door, the state next door, or we have full service to a lot of foreign countries, and same day service to Canada and countries south of the border, Mexico.
Oh, that's it. I didn't realize that. What's the cutoff central time for same day if my customer needs to send flowers to her grandmother who lives in Barrie, Ontario, up in Canada?
That is a great question. And we need the order by noon in the delivery area. And if you hand off the order to us before noon in the area that it has to go to, we'll get that order placed for same day delivery for you.
Okay, I kind of know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Can you confirm that from your experience on the inside that there are fewer problems, fewer rejections, and happier people all around when the sending florist gets a healthier budget and endeavors to either sell a stock image from the Flower Shop Network library or an open order?
Yes, you're exactly right. And Tim, it was when I came to the industry probably 25 years ago that you taught me how to use adjectives and sell an open order. Feminine colors, monochromatic, all the ways that you could sell an order, make the customer think that they were getting a specific product, but it was still very generic when it reached the florist who had to put it together.
Okay, cool. And then let's double back to the question that my friend Holly posed about fees. Can you give us as some kind of a general guideline what you see as as maybe an average service fee that FSN members are charging for this valuable benefit?
Yes, I can, because I deal with that every day. And I think that you were right on target with $10 is the most common service fee that shops tell me they are charging their customers.
Okay, wonderful. So what do you see on the high end? I'm curious. I mean, we know obviously the low end is on the house, but is there anybody who stands out as charging a really healthy fee? I'm not asking you to name names, but I'm just curious.
Yes, probably the highest end fee I have heard for that is 15 being the highest,
Okay.
with the most common $10.
That's still very reasonable if you compared to what I was saying earlier as a consumer, if you go onto whose website, what you're going to be paying, easily north of $20. So very interesting. Okay, well, thank you, Jackie, and thank you for FSN for hosting this workshop. Is a great opportunity for me to talk to you. Hopefully, we've opened your eyes and have you motivated and inspired to start making even more money from your FSN membership. And we look forward to seeing you next month on our upcoming workshop. Thanks, everybody. Be healthy, stay safe, make lots of money, sell those flowers. Good night.
Night.